Good morning everyone, I'm Nika Bulambao from Group 2. So today we will tackle about the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries or OPEC. So what is OPEC? The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries or the OPEC is a permanent intergovernmental organization, and it refers to a group of 13 of the world's major oil exporting nations.
In 1960 was a time of globalizing oil market. Demand was growing, but oil-producing countries weren't the ones benefiting. Global production and price was controlled by 7 Western oil companies. That's where OPEC came in. Their plan was to regulate supply and to manipulate prices. In other words, become a cartel. Member countries met every 2 years to set production quotas. The lower the quotas, the higher the price for oil-consuming countries. In its early days, OPEC did not have a lot of influence on prices, but in 1973, OPEC introduced an oil embargo.
The crude price quadrupled. Some countries were forced to ration gasoline. At the time, OPEC accounted for about half of global oil supply. OPEC lost some influence in the 1980s. High oil prices meant people were switching to alternative fuel. Non-OPEC production increased, and a global recession saw demand for oil decrease. By 1986, the price crashed. Over the next 3 decades, the price of oil continued to fluctuate for a number of different reasons, despite OPEC's attempts to control it. OPEC's objective is to coordinate and unify petroleum policies among member countries in order to secure fair and stable prices for petroleum producers, economic and regular supply of petroleum to consuming nations, and a fair return on capital to those investing in the industries. OPEC promotes cooperation among member nations, helping them alleviate some degree of political hostilities. And because the organization's main goal is to stabilize oil production and prices, it is able to exert some influence over production from other nations. The group was created to monitor the stability and prices of the petroleum market, which was previously determined by US-dominated multinational oil companies. OPEC was created at Baghdad on September 1960 by founding members Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Also, these countries were the additional member countries after the 5 founding members. The headquarters of the organization is in Vienna, Austria. Lastly, OPEC is a cartel that aims to manage the supply of oil in an effort to set the price of oil on the world market in order to avoid fluctuations that might affect the economies of both producing and purchasing countries.